My daughter turned my birthday into her own shopping spree. She took my day, my card, and my piece, and she didn't even notice. Before we continue, make sure you're subscribed and tell me, where are you watching from? Because this story might just make you question what family really means. It started 2 days before my birthday. I was watering my plants when my phone rang. Emily's name flashed on the screen. My daughter sounded excited, almost like when she was little. Mom, I've been planning something amazing for your birthday this year. For a brief moment, my heart softened. She remembered. My daughter remembered. But then her voice changed slightly as she continued. So I found this new restaurant by the lake. It's elegant and perfect for photos. Oh, and I found this beautiful dress for you online. I'll just order it using your card, okay? It'll save time. My hand froze midair. She said it so casually, like it was normal. I felt that familiar sting behind my smile, but I didn't say anything. Sure, honey, I replied quietly. Whatever makes you happy. After the call, I sat for a long time staring at the plants. The sunlight that used to warm my mornings suddenly felt cold. I turned my gaze toward the calendar. Another birthday. Another reminder that time doesn't only age the body, it ages relationships too. That evening, I opened my old photo album. Page after page, I saw her birthdays, the laughter, the candles, the joy in her eyes. And me, always behind the camera, never in the picture. Always giving, never receiving. I closed the album slowly, feeling the weight of years pressing against my heart. The morning of my birthday came. I wore the dress she bought. It wasn't my style, but I didn't want to disappoint her. I stared in the mirror, forcing a smile that didn't quite reach my eyes. You can do this, I whispered to my reflection. When she arrived, the house filled with noise and perfume. Mom, happy birthday, she shouted, hugging me with one arm while holding her phone in the other. We need to do a selfie first before the makeup melts. She laughed. Her husband followed behind, scrolling through his phone. Hey May, he mumbled. Did you book that table Emily wanted? My heart tightened. My card, my table, my birthday, and somehow none of it felt like mine. We drove to the restaurant. It was beautiful, filled with soft light and laughter. But even before the waiter came, Emily was busy setting up her phone stand. This will look so good on my story, Mom. Smile, say something for the camera. I smiled, of course. I always smiled. That's what mothers do. The food arrived. Fancy names I couldn't pronounce, flavors I didn't recognize. Try this, Mom, she said, feeding me a piece. It's so trendy right now. Trendy. That word said everything. Everything about what we had become. The night went on, filled with flashing cameras and empty laughter. I didn't say much. When the bill came, Emily didn't even glance at it. She just pushed it toward me, smiling like it was a joke. You don't mind, right? It's your special day. Her husband chuckled. I swallowed hard and handed my card to the waiter. My hand trembled slightly. Of course, sweetheart, I said, pretending not to notice how my own voice cracked. That night, when they left, the house went quiet again. The kind of quiet that echoes. My phone buzzed with notifications, dozens of tagged posts. Happy birthday to the best mom ever, she wrote online. To the world it looked perfect. To me it felt hollow. I went to the kitchen, poured myself tea, and stared at the single candle I'd lit alone. I didn't blow it out for a wish. I let it burn out on its own. The next morning I woke up early. The air was heavy with silence. I walked through the house looking at the framed photos, all of Emily. None of me. I realized in all these years I had been the one holding the camera, not the memory. My husband's voice echoed in my mind. May, you give too much. One day she'll forget how to appreciate it. I used to think he was wrong. Now I knew he wasn't. That afternoon my phone rang again. Mom, we're planning a vacation next month. You can help with the bookings, right? You're always so good with details. I took a deep breath. That sounds lovely, Emily. But this time you should handle it yourself. Silence. Mom, are you okay? She asked. Yes, I said calmly. Just learning how to say no. She didn't like that. I could hear it in her tone. Fine. Whatever. The call ended, but something new began inside me. A quiet shift. I went outside and looked at my garden. The roses were dying, petals scattered on the soil. I trimmed away the dead ones, letting the new buds breathe. It felt symbolic, cutting away what no longer blooms. Days passed. She didn't call. I didn't either. First it hurt. The silence was loud. But slowly I started to find peace in it. I began reading again. I made soup just for myself. I sat on the porch in the evenings, watching the sun melt into the horizon. It wasn't loneliness, it was rediscovery. One evening as I sipped my tea, my phone buzzed. A message from Emily. "Mom, are you mad at me?" I stared at it for a while, then typed back, "No, sweetheart. I just stopped trying to buy love that should have been free." She didn't reply. Days turned into weeks. Then one rainy morning there was a knock on the door. I opened it, and there she was. Emily. Her hair wet, makeup smeared, eyes red. "Mom," she whispered. "Can I come in?" She looked small. Not the loud, confident woman from before. Just my little girl again. I nodded silently. She stepped inside, shivering. "I didn't realize how much I hurt you," she said, her voice trembling. "I was so busy showing people how perfect my life looked. I forgot to actually be your daughter." Tears burned behind my eyes, but I stayed quiet. "Mom, I saw your old pictures," she continued. "All those birthdays you planned for me. The cakes, the gifts. Even when you were tired, you never stopped giving. And I couldn't even buy you a candle without your card." Her words broke something in me. Not from pain, but from release. I reached out, taking her hand. "Emily," I said softly, "I never wanted your money, your gifts, or your show. I just wanted you." She cried harder and hugged me. For the first time in years, I felt my daughter's heartbeat against mine. No phones, no cameras, no pretending. Just us. We talked for hours that night. About her childhood, her father, the memories she had forgotten. Somewhere between those words, forgiveness found its way back. Months passed. Things changed slowly but genuinely. Emily started visiting more often. Not for favors but for coffee. She'd ask about my garden, help me cook, bring flowers instead of bills. For my next birthday, she showed up with a small cake. Homemade. "No filters this year," she smiled, lighting the candles. "Just us." The cake was slightly burnt, the icing uneven, but it was perfect. She handed me a small box. Inside was a framed photo of me holding her as a baby. "It's time your face was on the wall too," she said. I smiled and tears rolled down my cheeks. That day we didn't take pictures. We didn't post online. We just laughed, cried, and ate cake until the sun went down. And for the first time in many years, my birthday felt like mine again. Life has a strange way of teaching lessons. Sometimes the pain isn't there to punish you. It's there to awaken you. I thought I'd lost my daughter to vanity and distance, but maybe I just needed to remind her, and myself, what love really is. If you've ever felt taken for granted, remember, walking away doesn't always mean losing someone. Sometimes it's the only way to bring them back stronger. And if this story touched your heart, don't forget to subscribe, because every story here reminds us that love isn't about money or gifts, it's about showing up when it matters.